Welcome to Learning Made Easy. Have you ever wanted to deploy a cloud service extended support in Azure that has a remote desktop extension? In this video, we will show you how this is done. Let's go ahead and create a cloud service project. This is Microsoft Visual Studio 2019. I'm going to type cloud service in the search bar. I'll select this. For our project name, I'll type and click create. Let's just put one worker row. We'll leave it as the default name and click OK. We'll use web form. Let's run this program to ensure that it runs locally. This shows that our cloud service works locally. We will go ahead and check the prerequisite for deploying a cloud service extended support. The first thing we would need to do is register the cloud service feature for our subscription. To do that, I'm going to copy this PowerShell command and then go over to the Azure portal. I'm going to click this Cloud Shell notification. I will paste the PowerShell command here and run it. To ensure our cloud services feature has been registered, I'm going to run the next line of command, which is get AZ provider feature. And here we have it. Our cloud service feature has been registered. After registering our cloud service feature, the next prerequisite will be to create a virtual network. I'll come over to the Azure portal. Let's close this for now and type virtual network. Note that I'm using the virtual networks and not the virtual networks classic. I'm going to create a virtual network. Let's create a new resource group and say for support. The virtual network name will be I'm going to use the West Europe region. I'm just going to use the default for the rest and click create. Our virtual network has been created successfully. The next thing we would need to do is to reference our virtual network in the cloud service configuration file under the network configuration section. Now, depending on whether our virtual network is in the same resource group as our cloud service or will be in a different resource group, that will determine whether we use this XML or we use this other XML. For this example, our virtual network will be located in the same resource group. So I'll go ahead and copy this. Go over to Visual Studio. And to our cloud service configuration file. I'll create the network configuration section. And then reference our virtual network. Our virtual network site name will be the name of our virtual network. And we used, for the instance address row name, we have web row 1. And for our subnet name, we use default. I'll go ahead to the Azure portal and confirm that the subnet name is default. Yes, we're correct. We will head back to Visual Studio and then copy the let's see. Expecting end tag. Okay. So we are going to close. Then we would copy the network configuration section and paste it also in our service configuration local. I guess we are good to go from here. Let's go back to our documentation. Next, we need to remove the old plugin. But since this is a new project, we don't have any old plugins. And then we need to check our service definition file to confirm the virtual machine sizes. If you see it's extra small in your own, you might need to change it to a standard _A. Let's check out what we have in ours, the service definition file. Okay, we have a standard _D1_V2, so would not be making any changes here. But if you happen to have probably an extra small or a small, you will need to change it to a standard _A1. Again, since we are using a new project, we don't have any old remote desktop plugins, so we would not be doing anything. The next thing we would need to do is create a storage account where our cloud service configuration file, definition file, and package file will be stored. So we'll go ahead to the Azure portal, click storage, type storage rather on the search bar. Create. We'll be using our previously created resource group. I'm going to leave the rest as default and create validation passed. Let's go into the storage account. Okay, so let's go back to our Visual Studio and package our project for deployment. Oh, that was a success. I would copy the address here because I'll be using it later. We'll go over to our Azure portal, then search for Cloud Service Extended Support. I'll click on the Create button. For the cloud service name, I'll use my Remember that the region for our cloud service has to be the same as the region we put our virtual network, which was West Europe. We are going to be uploading from local in our case, and we'll select the storage account we created, which is my cloud service storage. We are going to be uploading the package file now. The address I copied earlier, I'm going to paste it here. And this is our package file. Next, we'll upload the configuration file. And lastly, we are going to upload the definition file. Definition file is not here under the app published, but you can find it under release. This is our definition file. Haven't done that, we click on next. A public IP will be created automatically for the load balancer. For now, we'll put the remaining settings as default. We will not be creating a swappable cloud service. Also note that the new Cloud Service Extended support does not support the production and staging feature which was in the Cloud Service Classic. Okay, we are going to tell it to start our cloud service. Next. And finally, with the Cloud Service Extended support, you can put in your tags if you wish. Validation was passed, so I'll go ahead and create it. Our deployment was successful. So I can copy our IP address, click on a new tab, and you can see we can reach our website. If this video was helpful, please click the subscribe button below.